It has been more than 4 years since the horrific shootings at Sandy Hook Elementary School. It rocked our entire country. 20 children were killed that day, including 6-year-old Emily Parker. There's her picture. Her mother now turning that tragedy into a story of hope and healing, and she is incredible because she has learned to forgive the shooter. Joining us now is Alyssa Parker, the mother of that precious child, Emily, and the author of that new book right there. It's called An Unseen Angel, a mother's story of faith, hope, and healing after Sandy Hook. Alyssa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's go back to that day. Share with us what that was like. You learned that your daughter was one of the ones that was shot 5 hours after the shooting actually took place. Did you know during that 5 hours that this wasn't good?
I knew that something was wrong. I knew that as I sat in the firehouse where everyone was congregating to find out information, that something was wrong. And for the longest time, I just kept hoping that if she was shot, that she was just injured and that she was hurt. And I hoped that that was all it was. And I really clung to that throughout those hours until I was told that she was one of the victims.
This picture right here, this was at the firehouse. You can see the firemen behind you. That was you and your husband, Robbie, and he's holding you. It looks like you have Kleenex on your eyes. Is that when you learned?
Right. That was moments after we learned. I had been in that room the entire day, and I hadn't left at all, and I had no idea anyone was even, reporters or anyone was there. And I remember when I found out, I was just like, I just need to leave this room. I just need to leave this room. I need to breathe. And so we went out the back door, and when I came around, I had no idea all those photographers were there, and it was just very overwhelming to have such an intimate moment just shared with all these people.
It's a mother's worst nightmare. I'm a mother of a little girl, too, and you see your child's picture and how precious she was, and we have all these hopes and dreams for our children.
Right.
And then, the day your child is born and the doctor puts that baby in your arms, it is the best day of your life. So to see that picture of you and to see these pictures of her, how do you not carry and harbor anger for the man who is responsible for her death?
Well, it wasn't easy, and it took a long time, and I learned to have a lot of patience with myself. And really, it was just through all of these small little miracles and moments that were presented in front of me that slowly began to change my perception of him and his circumstances and situation, and really find empathy for him and his family for the struggles that they went through. And really humanizing him and seeing him, as one of God's children really changed the narrative for me. And I didn't look at him as just the monster that day. There was a lot that led up to that, and a lot that I felt like we could learn and help others who are suffering from the same thing. And that it changed me. It changed the way I saw him.
In the book, you talk about meeting his dad. Tell the audience about that day.
Yeah, so we had, through a series of events, just felt this really strong impression that we were supposed to go and meet with him. And I didn't go to learn about his son. I went to go and tell him something that I had really felt strongly that I was supposed to tell him. We got there, and he just started to pour his heart out and his son's story, and I found myself compelled to just listen.
Say?
And just telling, stories about him as a child and what he went through, and as he evolved and changed with the different things that he was suffering with, and I saw him as a human. I saw him as this child that was not a monster at that time.
What did you plan on saying? You said there was something you wanted the dad to know.
Yeah, I wanted to tell him that there was some good that could come out of this, and that he held the keys to really make a difference, to be able to hold, take his medical records, take the information he did know, and turn it over to someone who could give us helpful information to learn from what happened. And I just wanted to inspire him to do that, and he just started pouring out everything he was doing and saying, all the things that he was planning on doing. And I just think it opened the door for him to really let out a lot of stuff he was holding in.
Well, thank you so much. We wish you all the best. God bless you. I'm glad that your faith has helped you heal and forgive. You're an amazing person if you're able to do that.
Thank you.
God bless you.